Hello, and welcome to Chess Books 158. Reviews for Christmas. It's Christmas Day. Well, it is at the moment, anyway. I'm going to look at the work of one American author, himself a grandmaster, Andrew Soltis, Andrew Eden Soltis. I've written some notes about him, but of course, as soon as I need to find them, oh, here we are. Here we are. He was born in 1947 in Hazleton. Became an IM in 1974 and a Grandmaster in 1980. And he has been columnist for the New York Post. I'm sure he's been a great deal more than that as well. How to Beat a Stronger Player. This book was published, let's have a quick look, because I don't know, in 2016, and deals with a concept which Simon Webb dealt with in Chess for Tigers, which was basically to try and perhaps unnerve a strong player, if only because you don't behave any differently at the board. Don't try and think that, playing very fast is going to be the answer, or playing very slowly. Just do your normal game and you will have an interesting encounter, and you deserve every success if you can actually pull off a win. Single columns. Let me show you. Shimon Kagan playing David Bronstein. There we are. A tournament very dear to my heart, which was won by Mecking, the 1973 Interzonal. So this is a series of complete games. There's the small game where Fischer played Charlie Powell. I've never heard of Charles Powell, of course I haven't. But he played the D. E. Lloyd variation of the French, the hook, which is played the queen out to A5. Bobby beat hook, CG in 1970. And then when he faced Liberson in 1974, Liberson didn't do his homework. And Bill Hook won. There we are. Nicely presented. I like it. I really like it. This is a slightly older book and it's a bit more crowded in its formatting. I love the cover, but when you get inside, David Mackay perhaps. This is English descriptive notation. There we are. It's single columns, as you can see. It's hugely dense. I mean, let me pick up some chapter headings: sacrifices, counterplay, threats and restraint, defensive weapons and themes. Defensive weapons and themes, as I say. The spirit of defense. Game here by Stein, Ian Stein, facing Salo Floor. It's an interesting game. From the USSR Championships. Published by David Mackay. think this next one is one of my all-time favorites. The wisest thing ever said about chess. It's an enormous book with Kermit the Frog green cover. Index of quoted players. How about that for impressive list? Kotov, Korchnoi, and right the way down the other page, Tarash, Tartakova, Tao, 6 alone by Tao. So what they do, they give a piece of advice as a little tip, and then you can make of this what you will. They're done in sort of double columns this time. So you can just pick something out of interest. Quite relaxed format. It's not necessarily a heavy-duty textbook. Don't try to force the issue until you're sure of winning. So next time you're asleep and your wife comes into the room and says, "What's wrong with you?" You say, "I'm not trying to force the issue." With over 250 annotated positions, it says. I'd be very interested to hear if anybody has bought this and how they got on with it. It's a Batsford. Here's a Batsford I didn't like so much. I'm not sure what it takes to become a grandmaster. Obviously, Soltis is very happy with this title, and he has every right to be, but slightly smaller text. There we are. That's all clear and legible. When this appeared, it was $15.99. I bet it isn't now. Yeah, it's a valuable book. This appeared in 2016. Made that in 5 chapters. Set some examples. In test form, so you get some moves and then you're asked to assess the position. I have no little doubt he goes on to discuss it later. Yes, he does. So, quiz answers, it says. Well, the hardest answer is why do we play chess? And the second question is difficult to answer. What it takes to become a grandmaster teaches you both striking and subtle match-winning moves that are not beyond an average player's understanding. Written in an accessible and informative style, this book is filled with test-yourself positions and analysis of critical moments in grandmaster games that will reveal the secrets of how you might join chess's elite ranks. Well, good luck with that. There's the title. Published by Batsfords. This is an American effort. Once again, I applaud the cover design. Not coming out of somebody's head. How to calculate and win. This was $16 US dollars. Nice to see this is an algebraic notation. Somewhat dated now, but I like it. Let's just have a quick look. It's 99% calculation, but until now, there's never been a book devoted entirely to the most mysterious and essential chess technique. This book examines both the technical and practical aspects of how to think ahead, the selection of candidate moves, evaluation of end positions, finding the proper move order, and the like. There we are. I would have thought that was all dealt with by Kotov 50 years ago, but anyway. Excuse me, scratching my eczema. There we go. Now, this is one of these very, very advanced, ambitious books. I never think books like this succeed. I think they should call off the dogs. This book was published in 2000. And it is 100 games, isn't it? And it says how they ranked them and rated them. It has Rabar indexes. And it, I dare say, it features the great and the good. Fisher, Bobby, 6 games. Kasparov, 6 games. Keres, 4 games. Nothing by Morphy, but 1 game by Tony Miles. 2 games by Frank Marshall, and so on. One reason to recommend this book. It's in hardcovers. There we are. I got this book out the library. I don't like it very much. 500 chess questions answered. This is much more. This is 2021. And he gives a little question. Why does the sacrifice make sense? It means you have less material to attack with, but not at the area of the board you are attacking. Compare it with war. A more skillful army may win when it concentrates its forces to an area where a larger army is spread thin. By giving up some material, the sacrificer hopes to generate greater force at the point of attack. A sacrifice turns matter into energy. As a great attacking player of the past, Rudolf Spielmann, put it. Not really sure. Anyway, there's all sorts of points as we go through. Some good stuff too, I'm sure. Some endings here. Bishop endings. Minor pieces. There, for once, I think you can see that, actually. There we are. 500 chess questions answered by Andrew Soltis. Published in 2021. And borrowed from Basingstoke Library. Your Kingdom for My Horse, Shakespeare, rewritten. I'm writing something at the moment about R.P. Michel. And here he is playing Capablanca. Let's recall David Bronson's joke about Capablanca. He was trying to exchange one bishop so that he could have no problems about how to arrange his pawn chain. Bronstein was being ironic, but there is some evidence that the third world champion followed this policy. He was not only made his remaining bishop a good piece in this way, but sought to make its opposite number a bad one. And it's called Birthing Bad Bishops. We're in for a report And bad bishops. There we are. Single columns. It's a nice sturdy book. Very nice cover. I know you don't buy a book for the cover, but nevertheless, you may as well have it as not. Give them some consideration, haven't they? Pawn structured chess. Another by Andrew Soltis, because they're all by Andrew Soltis. Every chess player needs to know how to handle pawns. Pawns form the playing fields of chess games, a semi-permanent structure that can determine whether a player wins or loses. This wide-ranging guide to pawn structure teaches you where pieces are best placed, which pawns should be advanced, further exchanged, and certain structures are good and others disastrous. This invaluable book is a major update of the chess classic, first published in 1975 and unavailable for several years. There we are. And if you want information about Batsfords, this one says www.anovabooks.com. I'll spell that for you. ANOVABOOKS. All in one word, .com. There you go. What you like. And last for the moment anyway, what it takes to be a chess master. I'll tell you what it takes to be a good chess master. The ability to exist on very little money. It doesn't mention that. He's written his autobiography recently, Deadline Grandmaster, and I've got that book. I shall come back to it in a future chinwag, but for the moment, winnability. And he sets various examples, shows little tests. You have to work out what to do. Which, let's face it, that's what chess is all about in a way, isn't it? As much as anything else. It's quite slightly thinner book than some of the others, but I should think the content is to a very high standard. It's interesting, there's a game there of Botvinnik's from 1966 after Botvinnik lost the World Championship in 1963 to Petrosian. He didn't presume to continue in the world cycle. But Nigel Davies raised the point that the later Botvinnik games are very interesting, and he was teaching himself new systems, got away from the Dutch or Frenches, and went into Gurgenitzer and other related systems, and it made him a very interesting competitor. Well, there we are. I take this opportunity to wish everybody a happy New Year and happy Christmas for the moment. This has been Chess Book Reviews 158. I'm James Pratt. Thank you.